Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Slcmof, and I'm back again with another video, and in this one, we'll be talking about the fighting slash combo combat type system thing in Batman the Telltale series. So essentially the way that I'm bringing you this video is I saw an interview. I'll be playing a clip for you here recently, so I'll let Kevin Bruner, the CEO of Telltale Games, explain it directly from his words, not mine, so there's nothing lost in translation here. So I'll play that clip in a moment, but just a little bit of a preface. So for those of you unaware, the demo at E3, in which this interview takes place at the E3 Telltale showroom, I guess you could call it, and Kevin Bruner, the CEO of Telltale Games, is being interviewed about this. And essentially the interviewer noticed in the 30-minute gameplay demo some sort of meter or combo type system present within the combat in the game. And of course, as we know, the first 5 or 10 minutes or however long is actually an action sequence in the game. The game opens up with an action sequence, and Batman is stopping a bank robbery, and then later towards that fighting sequence, Batman's basically just beating guys up as much as we can gather, and then Catwoman comes into the mix as well. And in this interviewer noticed some sort of combo or meter system, and he asked Kevin Bruner about it, and here is what he says, and to me it's quite interesting, so take a listen.
Second thing that struck me was the punch of the action sequences. Of course, you now have more QTEs sequences, like a combo system with finishers and stuff. How does that work?
Yeah, so we've tried to upgrade the QTE and the combat sequences as well. So they're all choreographed in a new way. So they're professionally choreographed by a stunt group, which is awesome. And then we've layered in a lot of innovations into the QTEs, where you earn finishing points through a fight, and then you get to a place where you can use one of the finishing moves, and the finishing moves are just awesome. They're really cool.
And for that finisher to be done, you first have to fill up a meter, right?
Yeah. If you don't complete some of the earlier sections of the QTE perfectly, you don't get all of the kind of the check boxes that you need to actually use the finishing move.
It happens just as a normal fight then.
Yeah. Then you can use a smaller move, or you can fail and then get punched yourself if you want.
Now onto the narrative aspect.
Yes, so as the Arkham fans that we are, I think we're going to go immediately to thinking about the Batman Arkham Knight combo system, or the Arkham City, or what have you. I think the biggest distinction is that it, to me, doesn't sound like you lose your combo if you get hit. It doesn't really sound like that. What it more so is if you have impeccable accuracy with all of the leading up, all the combo or fighting moves leading up to this, and you hit all your QTEs, then you get the combo at the very end. So it's not as much as if you get hit, then you lose your combo, whereas you have to be absolutely perfect to get this. And therefore, I think we can presume nothing other than these combos are going to be extremely rewarding. I mean, from the fact of you get to go through the level faster, you beat the level easier, or, take out all the guys easier, or what have you. But I think even more so, I just think that it's going to be badass. Like the combo, or just that final move where you take down that last guy. I think it's just going to be pretty rewarding, and we're going to want to really achieve that. Now, I can already see some people are going to try to be restarting their game to try to get that final combo just to see how cool the final takedown is with Batman. But, to me, I have a rule against restarting Telltale Games. I never do it, even if I hit the wrong button or choose the wrong choice, which really infuriated me one time in Season 1 of Episode 3 of The Walking Dead. I still remember that. I actually, got really pissed because I don't want to restart, because you can't just, see what happens and you're like, oh, I just picked the bad choice and restart it. That's lame. So I kind of just, you have to draw the line somewhere in the sand. That's where I draw it personally, where I just refuse to restart. Anyway, so I'll be wanting to replay this to see all the final move takedowns. But I recently played Michonne, the Walking Dead Michonne, a new game that Telltale actually released in 2016. And in this, I specifically remember dying quite a bit in this. I found it to be quite challenging, some of the QTEs. And we also know from people that have seen the gameplay demo that the QTEs have more combo buttons, whereas you have to press, for example, like L1 and triangle, I'm just guessing, at the same time, rather than just pressing square. Okay, so with that being said, I expect that to actually get this combo, it's mildly challenging. I mean, not impossible. It's not something that only a elite few people can do. But at the same point, I mean, I think it's fair to assume that it's probably hard to get every single thing right in every single combat choice. So, the level's not impossible. It's not like if you miss one button at one point, then you lose the mission. But every fight will play out differently. So if you miss, pressing a button here, you might have get punched here, and it kind of affects the outline of the fight. And again, as I said, to me, this does sound a little bit like the Arkham combo system, and immediately people are going to compare, but it is kind of challenging to compare an Arkham combat, a free flow combat system, to a Telltale game, right? And from a combat perspective, if we were to look at the fight sequences, the main distinction is this. In an Arkham game, the combat is it's a free flow, right? So you have 8 guys in front of you. You can pick which guy you want to take out first, and for what reason, or not what reason, more so just like by what means, if you want to grab them, hook them, or throw explosive gel at them, or what have you. In a Telltale game, the actual fighting itself, as Kevin Bruner mentioned, it's professionally choreographed by real stunt things and stuff like that. So it will look a little bit more and play a little bit more like a comic book. It will play more cinematically, like a movie. The actual fighting itself. The difference is, in an Arkham game, you can't really choose what guys you're fighting when and why. That's all laid out for you. That's all very linear, whereas the fighting is a little bit more free. You have a little bit more liberty in that sense. But kind of the inverse is true of a Telltale game. The combat itself might be a little bit more on rails, but the kind of general overarching plots behind who you're fighting and why at what points, you probably have a little bit more freedom in terms of choosing what's going on there. And also, of course, in the fight, there's a whole, kind of the fundamentals of the fight can change more. For example, we know that with Catwoman, when we're fighting Catwoman in this demo, depending upon, what choices you make or how the fight goes, if you end up, on the rooftops of Gotham, then the sky helicopters can see you, and you will get report, that changes how Batman is reported in the news and that kind of thing. So, the kind of, the very fabric, the interwoven narrative of the story will be implicated and changed more by the fighting, even though it will be a little bit more cinematic and structured in nature. So I really look forward to it. I really, really want to see how the action plays out. So to me, this just sounds like something that's going to be a very welcomed addition to the combat system in Batman the Telltale series. As far as I'm aware, Telltale has never done anything quite like this, but as I said, I think that we're going to welcome this with open arms, and it's going to be a great addition to the series. So, anyway guys, hope you have enjoyed the video. For all news, information, and speculation, you are already in the right spot for Batman the Telltale series. Episode 1, again, I expect to be coming out, hopefully, in the next few weeks in early August. So, hope you guys have enjoyed. My name is Slikmof, and we'll see you in the next one.